Okay, this is, I'm going to call it the pilot.
The pilot?
Yeah, the pilot for,
Sky Pilot.
so we'll just call it the pilot. We're going to give this a shot for real this time.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome to the pilot.
Welcome to the pilot episode.
Yeah, of
this thing that we're doing. What did you call it?
You must be joking.
You must
right?
be joking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a pilot of You Must Be Joking, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You must be joking. You must be joking, right?
Well, one of us are.
Yeah. So yeah, Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, when I was 6 and 7, I liked Saturday morning cartoons. But when I was maybe 12, 13, I liked the morning cartoons before going to school.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the U.S., we just started seeing some of the Japanimation.
Yeah. The
Star Blazers stands out.
You're talking about in the what is it?
70s,
Yeah,
80s?
late 70s.
Early 80s.
Yeah. I remember I was with my first wife. We were over in White Center, and they came out with the anime, the first anime, and thought it was actually really good. They had a lot of really good stuff, and it was more. It was a lot of action to it.
Yeah, because they had like Robotech and a lot of robot stuff and
a lot of martial arts,
a lot of battling stuff. Yeah.
That's one thing that just killed me. Now, this is one of the things that I wanted Veg to talk to me about. Let's see here if I can find it real quick so they can see it. Yeah, right here. So, there it is. Okay, now I want you guys to tell me what you think of that. Okay, this is Yosemite Sam, and it says generations of children watched gun violence every weekend morning. Okay, and didn't shoot up their schools. What changed?
Lots of things have changed. Lots. The education system, for one, has degraded to the point where basically they teach Neanderthals how to put a bolt onto a nut onto a bolt. I mean, when this country was being settled, kids in school learned how to take out loans, balance checkbooks, maintain property, cook, skin, hunt. These were things that happened in school. I remember when I was in school and they still had archery and they had a rifle range and there was a cop that came and let everyone shoot a gun, a real gun, at school. Oh,
I believe it.
And now you got to walk through a metal detector and you can't have a lunchbox. You can't have remember them old aluminum lunchbox? Can't have that no more. It's a weapon. It's a weapon now.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid, you'd get up in the morning, and especially on Saturday mornings. But Saturday mornings were great. You got up right off the bat, and then there was the Mickey Mouse Club came on at 6 o'clock, and you had your regular cartoons. But they also had like Zorro, with Errol Flynn. Yeah. They had the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew stuff, all this kind of stuff. So you always had these mysteries. But then right after that, you had Johnny Quest.
Right.
My favorite cartoon of all time, Johnny Quest. Between him and Haji and Bandit, we're talking, good stuff. And then they took it off the air. Why? Because Haji and Johnny were shooting guns.
Right.
Now, at the same time I'm watching that, me and my dad were out shooting targets, or I'm learning how to throw knives and hatchets.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. And I've never shot a kid in school. I
I
did.
wanted to, but I, didn't act on it.
Well, back then, it was okay in school to actually get into a fight. You get sent to the principal's office,
Yeah.
and they'd call your parents, and then, I'd get my butt kicked when I got home because my dad always said, that if you lost, you had to fight him, and if you got caught or in trouble for fighting, then I had to fight him when I got home. So incentives to be good.
Right.
But at the same time, you were allowed, if you didn't want to get in trouble at school, you tell them, okay, after school.
I'll meet you over there in Charlie's empty lot.
Yeah, all you had to do was go across the street from the school, and then you had teachers standing there watching. Everybody'd crowd around you. Guys would get into a big old fight, and you'd go your separate ways, or you'd end up being best friends and walk off together talking, which happened more than once.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest problem right now is that kids are raised in bubble wrap.
Well, yeah.
They don't have to stand up for themselves. They don't. They get their butts hurt so easy. Just somebody says, "Oh, I don't like your shoes." Now they're suicidal.
Yeah, well, that is society's fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We
saying.
as a society have failed.
And are continuing to fail.
We are on a downswing right now, where the elites see a opportunity to thin the herd.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's what this
they're gonna do
coronavirus thing is.
They're gonna thin the herd to the point where it's the elites and the serfs, and then they're gonna start all over again with their fiefdoms and their kingdoms.
Yeah. Well, every time you refer to them as serfs, I get a kick out of it because it reminds me of one of my favorite book series by Piers Anthony.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No, not at all. Blue Adept, is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Adept series.
No, I've never heard of it at all.
Yeah, I'm glad, because I'd like to give you some extra
style.
Yeah.
It's a bridge between two pastures. No, I've never read that book.
Oh, okay. Well, let me fill you in.
Okay. Tell me about Piers Anthony's Blue Adept. Actually, it's three. I think there's more
six
than
books.
three. Yeah,
six books total. It started out as a trilogy.
Because
you had the
Piers
Blue
Anthony
Adept.
also did the.
You had the
Xanth,
Blue Adept, the Red Adept,
the Magic of Xanth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Xanth series.
Yeah, there must be like 30 books in that series
at least,
by now.
At least. Yeah. But he did the Blue Adept. I think it was the Red Adept and then Juxtaposition. And then he did the Robot Adept.
Because Juxtaposition was probably my favorite of that trilogy, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
Red
that was
Adept.
the third book. That much I remember. I got all of them. I mean, you see the movies I got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't nothing compared to my books.
Yeah, that's nothing compared to my books either.
Yeah. I used to love reading so much.
I still love reading. I buy lots of books. I just read Candace Owens' Blackout.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and everybody hates her because she tells the truth, and they'll tell you all day that truth that she's telling is not the truth. It's just something that's been made up to quell the uprising. It's just like no. See, what she's saying is fueling the fire because these people are going, you know what, you're actually right. They're holding us down. We're not holding us down, but they're making us hold us down. And
right.
We need to stop with us holding us down, and
we need to just start getting our heads out of our butts. You know how an ostrich.
What we need is a great French Revolution. We need a guillotine, and we need to take heads off in the center of town squares, and we need to start with the top and end it. I mean, all the way from presidential down to mayoral, and just start over. I mean, it's only about 10,000 people losing their heads, and we kill more than that every year without even letting anybody know through black ops. So whatever.
Okay, well, all right, everybody. So go ahead and get your fancy shoes on because we now have a bowling game. We got plenty of balls coming up. Mouth, nose.
Yeah. Yep. Well, mouth and eyes.
Well, yeah.
Just throw it. Throw it! But yes, we definitely need Because the two-party system is a failed system.
Well, it was a failed system at the very beginning.
Because let's go back to the school shootings. Because people are always, well, they don't have school shootings here and they don't have school shootings there. Well, what's the difference? Well,
these guys
in that country, they're completely disarmed. And you know what? They have school stabbings.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take the knives away. And in this country, they don't have the as many guns as they do as we do here. But that's not the biggest difference. The biggest difference is those countries have a parliament where a larger majority of the people are represented. Even if it's still just as crappy as our government, at least there's the idea that more people are represented than just the two-party system that we have, where it's we're right, you're wrong. Oh, now it's 4 years later. They're right, we're wrong. Oh, now it's 8 years later. You're right, we're wrong. So, that's a garbage system. It's been trashed from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, right now, the only way that we're ever going to get out of any of this, and you can correct me if you're wrong, if I'm wrong.
I can correct you if I'm wrong. I can't, bro.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't know if I was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I might.
Yeah. You'd probably
I'll
know.
hide it.
I have faith in you. Anyway, if people want things to change, then they actually have to change what they're doing. Right now, everybody is so complacent that even knowing that
that it's all going to shit and they can fix it.
Well, that their state representative is lining his pockets and not representing anybody in the state.
No.
Okay. They still vote for him again because, well, he's just there.
But we don't know that. We don't know.
But the only one that they try to change anything is the president. Well, he ain't got enough power to make any changes. If you want to change anything, everybody below the president and above the city cop. Those are the ones that you need.
From the mayor to the president. Get rid of everybody that's in charge right now. Everyone that's been in office more than 5 years right now, get rid of them all. And by get rid of them, I mean put them in a rocket and put them on the sun. Put them on the sun, okay? They need to be gone.
No.
Because what happens...
That could kill us.
Every once in a while, a little piece of fresh meat pops in, like the AOC or whatever the hell. And it's either, I'm going to make great changes. Oh, what happened to you're going to make great changes? Well, I had to fall in line. Well, you know what? Now you're a piece of garbage just like the rest of them.
Yeah.
Or, I'm going to make great changes, and I stick to my guns, and now I'm out in the next election because I didn't toe the line. I'm not part of their group. I'm not in.
Yeah.
Just like what happened to Trump. And what happened to Bush Senior.
Yeah.
Bush Senior had... His ideas were way too outlandish. He's like, I just want to nuke everybody and take over. And they're just like, no, we can't have that, so we got to get rid of him. Because we haven't had a single-term president since Bush Sr. until Trump.
Yeah. Well.
But after Bush Sr. was Reagan, right? And
no, Reagan was first.
Oh, Reagan was before Bush Sr. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, when Reagan was in office, guess who else was in office? Pelosi, Schumer, Fauci, a bunch of other people were there. And when I say Fauci was in office, he was appointed. He was not elected. So, just...
Yeah, still. He should never be anywhere within the government.
So if you want to know what's changed... It's us. We've changed. We've failed ourselves as a society.
Yeah, we quit being proud to be an American. Right now, we're so into ourselves instead of into our country and each other.
I've noticed the devolution of mankind, and it used to be very slow, and I was like, oh man, that's not gonna. But now it's just like rapid, just how devolved we are. Because and I mean. Education and electronics hand in hand.
You mean lack of education?
Well, no, it's not a lack of education. It's the education that is being given at the public level. Because I have friends that do homeschooling where their kids are brilliant, and I have friends that have kids that are in private school and they're pretty smart. But I got friends with kids that are in public school and it's just like, oh, trash, stupid. But. Yeah, where was I going? You derailed my train. Swoop.
I just love throwing the switches.
We as a society of the devolution of mankind, and it used to be very slow. and I could watch it happening very slowly. But the integration of the electronics, the phone in particular,
Yes.
has sped this this devolvement up to the point where we used to mock the guy with, oh my god, you guys got because it's a big brick.
Right,
Look at
yeah.
him, he's a cell phone guy. Then it became, hey, check this out. Look at what I'm looking at. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm eating.
Right.
Then it became, hey, look, that guy's getting his butt beat. Hey, check that out. That guy's getting his butt beat. And when the guy with the phone was saying that, there were a couple people running to help him. But now everyone gets their phone out and watches the guy get his butt beat instead of anyone helping.
Right.
See, we've been taught. We've gone from being taught to, hey, you should help that person,
To getting involved.
at least
to being
stop what's going on.
Yeah.
Try and stop people from getting hurt. To let's just watch and see if someone dies, and maybe I'll be the one that's got the close enough video that goes viral.
Yeah.
Instant fame, instant gratification. That's what we're all looking for now.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's a sad state of affairs, and it's going to lead to fiefdoms again, where the elite rule the serfs, and there is no middle class. Middle class is going away. It's going to be gone.
Middle class for a good while has been more of an illusion than it has been.
Oh yeah,
an
and that is,
actual
as soon as that
status.
illusion pops,
Yeah.
that's the last bubble to burst. You thought there was a economic bubble, a housing bubble, a software bubble. Just wait until the middle class bubble bursts.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all of that, but I do know it's not too late. I do know that if
Oh no, it's too late for us. I don't have no kids, so I don't have to care. I don't care. I'll watch the world burn, and I'll make s'mores while it's happening. I don't even care anymore. We've caused all of this, and I say we because my votes count too, maybe. And so whatever I've done wrong has led us to this as a group. Because democracy is just a pretty way to say mob rules.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
No, directly.
No, because you could also say the same thing about communism.
Communism is mob rules.
Yes.
But communism, you're not lied to. There's a guy at the top, a guy. You're not lied to.
But
everybody else gets equal.
In real communism, everybody is equal.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody has an equal say. Everybody gets to share the pie. Unfortunately, since people are lazy, worthless, and dishonest, there is no such thing as a real communism. Okay, they're going to because there's always going to be that one person that's going to try and be the boss, try and have all the power. There's going to be those people that don't want to work, so they're going to let everybody else support them.
Uh-huh.
And we get that right here in our democracy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and it works all the way through that too, and then you got the people and everything that are going, well, I can do this, we can get it going, we can, and so they're busting their butts to support everybody else and trying to drive it, while the others are just trying to go for the free ride, So that's why neither one of them will
But
ever
who's
work.
on the biggest free ride here? The elites, our government. We pay them to lord over us.
No,
We pay them.
that's where you're
We
wrong. That's where you're
pay
wrong.
them.
That's where you're wrong.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
we pay them.
Yeah, we pay them, but not to govern us, not to rule us. We pay them.
No,
in
we
reality,
do.
in reality, what we're paying them for is to represent us.
No. That's the fantasy.
No, that's what it's
That's the
supposed
fantasy.
to be.
That is over. Representation of the average man has not existed since Reagan.
Yeah, but that's what we're paying them for. That's not what we're getting.
No, we're definitely not getting, and we should
What you're
stop
trying to say is it's-
paying them. People should
Yes.
not get into politics to get rich. People
They
should get
shouldn't
into
be able to
politics,
get rich in
to
politics.
change laws.
Yeah, they shouldn't be able to get rich.
They
in
absolutely
politics.
should not be able to get rich.
Yeah.
Lobbying should be illegal. I mean, I can't lobby a police officer not to give me a ticket.
No, but you can show your cleavage.
I could. He might not like it. Oh, I was thinking my cleavage.
Yeah, and it's really uncomfortable trying to get your butt up to the side window so they can look at it.
Well, I'm trained. Yeah, it's.
I was thinking man boobs, just kind of.
What has changed? Everything has changed.
And everything is changing, but we should be able.
But they use the fear, and they use it against us very well.
Yeah, well,
very well.
That's again because of the bubble wrap generations. Everybody is so afraid of being offended or offending. Okay, everybody's
I'm not afraid of offending.
No, neither am I. It's like I was telling you the other day. I was thinking seriously about maybe doing a little bit of a stand-up that is not politically correct.
Yeah,
because, well, first of all, that is one of the biggest oxymorons on the planet. Political and correctness, it should never be in the same sentence, let alone the same word.
Army intelligence. Military intelligence. Woohoo! We're gone.
Yeah, there's just something.
And you can do that, man. You can do that, but some places might not appreciate it, and it's very niche. But see, if there's 50 million people, and 1 in 50 likes what you're doing, that's 1 million people.
Yeah,
that's a gold record.
Yeah, well, I'm not a mean person per se.
I'm not mean either, and all of my misogynistic jokes were written by a woman, all of them, which makes it even funnier when I explain it. When a joke hits just right, and I have to explain to the guys why they're not laughing, but their girlfriends are.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah, well, I usually just tell them to look down with their pants open. That's why the women are laughing, the guys aren't. But
small dick jokes. Oh man. Yeah, I'm average white, so.
What I wouldn't give to be average.
So, everything has changed, man, and the cartoons have changed. Because that stuff right there, Warner Brothers cartoons, and Disney cartoons, and God, what was that other one?
Hanna-Barbera
cartoons.
Yeah, all the greats
were nowhere near as violent as some of that Japanimation.
Well, yeah.
And that stuff was driven by people with the greatest fear. We wiped out 1 million of their people in 2 big old bombs. Bam!
Yeah.
And so they came back at us with the beautiful art that they have. So.
Well, actually, they came back at us. Let's see here. In the 70s, early 70s is when they really came back at us. That's when they started.
With the Datsun?
Well, no, with just their manufacturing and marketing. Thanks to Dr. Deming, they that ran them way up on the ladder and put us down in the basement, damn near, as far as manufacturing and quality and all that kind of stuff. Now, the funny part is that Dr. Deming was trying to do the same thing here, but the government kept shutting him down. And every time he would try and get going again, they would, push him down, and then the larger corporations would, oh, no, we can't do that, And so he said, okay, well, fine. So he went to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they have actually built a statue of him. They have given him a doctrine, all this kind of stuff. He is almost God to the Japanese.
Definitely deified.
Yeah, because he single-handedly taught them how to be a world leader in, in technology and anything else. And they just zoomed through, and it made them a very rich country instead of just a poor little country.
Yeah.
It gave them the world power status. And then the U.S. actually let Deming come back in and start doing some of this stuff. But they're still too stupid, too greedy to actually listen to everything that he has to say. and so they only take little bits and pieces. Now,
Well-
here is a good example of what I'm saying. Okay, I worked for this company over in Kent, and they were really pushing the dimming philosophy, right? Now, I was sitting in one of the meetings with the managers, and they were we were watching a video of dimming and what he was talking about, and he was talking about how he had come to this hotel, and one of the bellhops had heard of him and had gone into one of his 3-day seminars.
Okay.
And the bellhop was so impressed with him and thought that it was so cool that when he got his bags up there, Deming tried to pay or tip him, and he says, "No." He says, "I cannot take your money." He says, "You've already done so much for me, and I want to do this for you." Now, the way Dr. Deming explained it was, that when you give somebody the opportunity to be proud of their accomplishments, when you give them the freedom to excel and be the kind of person that they want to be, then money doesn't matter quite as much to them as the pride that they can get from accomplishing what they want. Okay. Now, the people that I was working for, the managers, they all took that as money is not a motivator, so we're not going to give anybody raises. What we're going to do is tell them good job. And needless to
That'd
say,
be all right if the base salary was $50K a year. It'd be okay.
yeah, but but that's the mindset of the United States.
The United States is their mindset is suppression and overcompensation. Like we keep our gas prices low because we subsidize the gas companies. A friend of mine, his dad used to work for GM, and he went because they shut down one of their research plants here. GM went to Korea and started doing some research, and my friend's dad was there, and he came up with a carburetor that gave the car that they were using as the test car, which I think was an IROC. I think it might have been an IROC.
Okay.
300 miles to the gallon.
300 miles to a gallon in a
In an
Camaro.
IROC.
Or a Firebird. No, it's a Camaro.
It's a Camaro.
IROC. Yeah.
300 miles to the gallon. So they shelved it.
Well, of course. Yeah.
And it's hilarious because, I watched it ever since he said that to me. I've watched the car commercials when I used to watch TV, and it's like, this car, now it gets 30 miles to the gallon. Now it gets 35 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Now it gets 40 miles to the gallon. And it's just like, oh, man. But it was all about the oxygen mix.
Right.
And my friend's dad quit GM and went to work for another research company, and he made pacemakers. That's where he made his money, pacemakers, because same thing. The thing does the thing, oxygen in your blood, bang, whoop, hi, how you doing? So, so yeah. But it's hilarious to me because 30 years ago, easily, we could have been driving cars getting 300 miles to the gallon. But all those gas companies would lose way too much money.
And that's the whole deal.
And we would never have to buy another car in our lifetime because, we'd want to keep this one going.
No, we'd still want to buy them, but unfortunately, but right now, you couldn't do it.
Well, it used to in the 40s, you bought a car and that was your car.
Yeah.
In the 60s, you bought a car as a starter car, and then you bought a car and that was your car. In the 80s, for me,
Yeah,
I bought a car every 3 or 4. Well, it's 20 years generational. I bought a car every 3 or 4 months. I've had 62 cars in my life, 62, and sometimes it was 10 a year.
Yeah. See, I've never done that. I had a 62 Biscayne. I had a 67 Impala, or two 67 Impalas, a 64 Galaxy 500, a 67 Galaxy 500, a 70 Olds Cutlass, a 76, I forgot, a 1970 AMC Hornet. Love that car.
Yeah.
I had a 76 Pinto. Let's see here.
I think my Vega wagon was my favorite car.
Yeah, I had a 72 Vega. It was a fastback. It wasn't the wagon.
I had the wagon. It was awesome. but see, every car I got had to be a gear hauler, and that's part of the reason I got worn out. That, and I only paid $200 for every car.
Yeah, I know. I paid 65 for the Biscayne. I paid $200 for the 64 Galaxy. I paid $2 for the my first 67 Impala. I paid $100 for the second one. I paid $500 for the Hornet. That was one of my most expensive cars.
Yeah, see, I never paid more than $300 or $400 for a car.
Until
I bought that red Nissan out there.
Yeah, I always got I mean, even my truck, I only paid $2,000 for it, but the truck I had before that, I paid $2, and that was a 4-wheel drive.
You had a free boat.
Oh yeah, I had a free boat, but
should have sold that instead of giving it away. It's good.
I forgot. I also had a 60 Galaxy 500. I traded a screwdriver for, and
drinker tool.
the tool. And I traded my Eagle Claw bow for a 66 Charger. Had the 383 in it. And traded my tent and camp stove for the a 66 Volkswagen bus.
Very nice.
So a lot of stuff. But
what has changed? Everything.
And it will continue to change.
And it will. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. Get ready for worse.
Yeah, see, we can do it like this too.
Collapse of the dollar, hot stuff. Coming. It's coming.
It's already here.
I hope you're ready. Well, it's almost here. They're already doing negative interest in Germany, where you now have to pay the bank to maintain your money.
We're just
here.
one step ahead of that right now.
Here.
Yeah. It's almost there now.
And the Bitcoin, the Dogecoin, and the Shiba Inus and all that stuff. How they're trying to tell you, it's horrible. Well, it's because it's uncontrolled by the governments and the World Bank. Those people don't have a hold of it. And that's why they're scared of it. That's why they're trying to say, well, we're going to do the U.S. dollar coin. It's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. It's not. It is absolutely not the same thing. But again, right now, because our dollar used to be worth $1. Now our dollar is worth about a nickel. In
that much?
4 more years, the dollar is going to be worth 2 cents. So get rid of your fiat currency now.
Well, see, I ain't too worried about that whole negative interest thing.
Me either, because I don't have a bank account.
Well, I got a bank account, and but I take $200 out of each one of my checks that goes into that account. That's what I use for the radio station, for my music, for whatever it is I'm going to do. And it pisses my wife off because she thinks I get too much money. Because I get $800 a month.
Yeah.
But if I put less than $400 a month in the account, then I have to pay an account fee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the rest of it all goes in her account. But she doesn't put all of it or leave all of it in her account. She takes a lot of it out and puts it in her purse, and then some of it goes into the safe, and she stashes it and all kinds of stuff, and it's just okay, well, whatever, however you want to do it. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know, as long as the bills get paid, because she was griping because she didn't like the way I was doing it. So I said, fine, you do it. And I tried it twice before that. And she goes, no, I don't know how. Well, I'll teach you. No. You know, and then this last time and everything, you know, I said, you know, well, if you don't like it, I don't want to hear any more gripes. I'm going to do what I want to do, the way I want to do it, and then you can just shut up. Either that or you take over the account and you start paying all the bills. Fine. I said, okay, so this is how we pay this bill. and since she decided that she was going to play stupid, because she is actually a very smart woman, but she's also very good at playing stupid. When she doesn't want to do it, I don't understand English that well. I don't know how to do that. I don't understand what they are saying. You know, this kind of is, yes, you do. You know, but so I ended up taking a lot of them and just putting them on auto pay. You know, so she don't have to even worry about it.
Yep.
And the ones that she does have to worry about, I tell her, you know, hey, that's yours. You deal with it. I don't want to hear about it. Yeah. So far it's actually working, except she's still trying to cut down my allowance. You know, hey, look, there's some more in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's an hour, right?
Actually, no. It's
32 minutes.
36 minutes.
All right, one more.
That'll get us to 45.
Yeah, anyway. Well, while he's doing that, I am going to go ahead and give y'all a little bit of a, how about this? How? Yeah, I figure why not go ahead and do that, except I kind of missed the cue on it. So, we'll do this. Howdy, friends and neighbors. Your Kentucky salesman Gary again. I'm here to talk to you today about one of the best inventions since sliced bread. In fact, it goes great with sliced bread. I'm talking about Kentucky jelly. Just spread it on some toast or a biscuit and start enjoying the most unique flavor you've ever had. True, it don't taste that great, but it's the first jelly with multiple uses. Now, we've all had this happen, where your St. Bernard or your Great Dane gets stuck in the cat door. Well, just smear some of this on its fur and watch it shoot through like a wet bar of soap in a prison shower. Now, fellas, do you have a hard time telling your lady how much you care? Is it difficult to say, I love, or I love you, cars? Well, no more. Put some Kentucky jelly on a biscuit and words will come flying right out of your mouth like an unstoppable locomotive. I tried telling my wife on our anniversary how much I cared, and I couldn't do it until I put some on toast. Just one bite and I love you, and you're so beautiful, and I'm so horny came sliding right out. Disclaimer, friends, don't use too much. You might start telling her you love her, her sister, her mother, her brother. That very seldom ever goes well. Well, there you have it. Remember, friends, nothing says I love you to a biscuit like Kentucky jelly. Alrighty. Well, there we have it. Anyway, I think we're going to have to do one more because the man is... Oh, I guess he's already coming down now. So, anyway, you know, you guys can always go ahead and email us. Go ahead and email us at Gary at rubberchickenradio.com, and I will make sure that Veg gets it. I will also make an email for both of us through Rubber Chicken Radio, and then you guys can go ahead and email either one of us that you want, and
Liar.
join the discussions. And then once we actually go live, I will. You can.
Like there's an earthquake?
No, actually, well, yeah, now it is. I was watching that before, but it was actually stabilizing it fairly well. But yeah, now it's kind of going all over. But either way, I got Parkinson's.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's hear. You can all. I will be giving you a phone number to call us during the live broadcast.
Oh,
also.
Scheiße.
Yeah, so we can actually take calls.
Das ist little Scheiße.
So, anyhow.
Mama's at her mom's.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So I gotta feed Pablo sometime. He can starve.
Yeah.
Never missed a meal.
And neither has Shinzo. He's had a few extras, though, as you can tell. I get a kick out of it, though. But yeah, you know, I mean, when I was a kid, well, teenager, you know, well, even a kid, you know, we had guns all over our house, you know. I'd go hunting with my dad, you know. We'd go bird hunting, deer hunting, rabbit hunting, whatever, you know. And, but I got in fights all the time at school. Never went home, grabbed a gun, and went back to hurt anybody, you know. When I was a teenager, I had my own car, you know, and my rifle was in the car when I went to school because I was going to go hunting later. Every guy in school had a gun in his car.
Not anymore.
Yeah, you know, and they had pickups with gun racks in the back window.
Oh yeah, when I was in Alaska in school, gun racks with guns.
Yeah.
In unlocked pickups.
Right.
In the parking lot of the school.
Yeah.
That belonged to the kids and the teachers.
Yeah. You know, never had a school shooting. Never had any.
Nope.
You know, and we had fights. You know, a lot of us carried knives. You know, I always had a pocket knife on me. This kind of stuff. No stabbings. Not one time did we ever have a stabbing. The whole time. You know.
Well, you know,
a lot of bad words. You know, a lot of fisticuffs. You know. Snapped with rubber bands or bobby pins, or, you know, tripped in the hall or something. You know. I've had
because kids are shit. So, you know, and I was a kid, and I know because I was a shit kid.
Yeah, but you know, so I don't understand. I think that actually, if there was more
here's
Yosemite
what
Sam,
it is.
Bugs Bunny Roadrunner,
Here's
I think everything
the
would be
truth
better.
of the situation. Up until Columbine, there wasn't as much necessity for filling airtime because there wasn't really the 24-hour news cycle before Columbine. I mean, it had just started.
The 24-hour news cycle started when we had the Gulf War, the first Gulf War.
I mean,
that's when CNN really kicked in and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
but okay, well, but now they've got all this time they have to fill because they have 24-hour news channels. So now everything becomes news. Everything. And if the only story you have is a horror story, school shooting, you lead with it, you carry it, you keep using it until the next horror story comes along. And Columbine, I think that took 2 or 3 weeks before this big murder happened that stopped the Columbine press from being prevalent.
Right.
And because there's been school shootings since 1773. And there always will be. There always will be. But now everyone's got their phone out. Everyone's looking for that opportunity to show that the news channel needs to have that story.
Yeah.
Because selling cupcakes and flowers on the corner isn't as good a story as little Charlie and Ann got murdered today in school by another student. That sells airtime. That sells commercial space.
Yeah, but you know that's made up because it was actually the teacher that killed him.
It could have been.
Shits, yeah.
And who knows? Who knows? Who cares? At this point, I don't. You know, at this point, I no longer care. I just don't. I can't. Let's just let it all happen. Let all the athletes take steroids and whatever they want. Let everyone carry guns and bats and knives to school, whatever they want. Because I mean, if not, here's another thing. I think once that I can recall, it was an honor student that did this.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, it's this offshoot kid, maybe two of them, who parents, oh, I had no clue what he was doing. Well, you know what? That's probably part of the reason he did it, because you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
So you know, it's that loner, the bullied kid, the guy that's different. You know, that's the one. It's never Miss Prissy Pants and the prom king.
That's
king
where you're
and
wrong.
queen, because it's so rare.
You remember, well, it's been several years and everything, but up in Bellevue, the rich kids decided to go through and start killing kids. They beheaded them because they wanted to see what it would be like to do it with a sword.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
real
well,
life.
yeah, but that's not Johnny being picked on doing it in school. That's dudes going, hey, we're stupid. Let's fucking do this thing. It's cool.
Yeah.
And so they
See
got
what
away
it's
with it.
like.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, they probably listened to too much Johnny Cash. You know, shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Yeah, but then again, you know, you got the cocaine blues from him too.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of cocaine in Bellevue, so you know, I know from experience. I'm saying, but yeah, I mean,
I think it's actually
these
fitting.
kids are also encouraged into this behavior because
Enabled.
Well, the enabling happens from the parent. Oh, here's my credit card. Order whatever you want.
Enabling is happening from the parents, the siblings, the all the relatives, and it's happening from the schools and the
see,
government. Period.
I'm talking about loner kid, like these two guys that did the Columbine thing. They
Right,
were
yeah.
loner kids. The parents had no clue what they were doing,
Of course.
and so they were unsupervised. There was no outside influence or anything to what they were doing. They were allowed to purchase whatever they wanted off the internet. They were allowed to, oh, he's just going through a phase. Yeah, it's not a phase. That's you not stopping that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I had ADHD as a kid. You know how they cured it? With a belt.
Yeah. Well, I still have it.
They stopped paddling in school. You know what happened?
I don't-
Now school shootings happen more often.
Yeah. Well, when I first found out that I had ADHD, they still hadn't put the H in there.
Well, when I found out I had ADHS, which is adult detention. Hey, a squirrel. Good morning.
Good night.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
So
I took my butthole.
for those that don't know, that is
No, don't tell them. You people got to Google your own stuff. Like, was ist los, der Scheiß?
Yeah. The way I always figured it, though, is, you know, it's kind of a happy coincidence that Bellevue is named. Bellevue, Washington, is actually named after the mental institution in New York. You know, it's fitting.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, I lived up there for a while,
I did too.
and I almost needed to go to a mental institution.
We were living in one. We didn't need to go. We were living in one. It's a communal mental institution.
Yeah, I sure was glad to get out of there. Come down here where all the sane people are.
Yeah, all the same people with guns.
Yeah, well, you know, that's good enough. You know, I mean, I figure everybody's got to have a hobby, so you know, guns are pretty decent.
So I wonder if they've taken the one where Bugs dresses up as that chick off the air.
How many times did he do that? He did it a
5,
lot.
6, 7 times.
Yeah, you know.
And does the trans community get mad that they're taking that off the air?
Well, yeah,
I mean, is Bugs Bunny trans? He's definitely bi. That is not a straight rabbit.
no. He's got to be at least bisexual and probably somewhat gay, because you've seen him kiss more boys than you have girls.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Now the only one that was definitely heterosexual was Pepe Le Pew, and then he got chastised for that.
Well, you can't be a girl chaser anymore.
Well, anymore, most of the girls you don't really want to chase. You can't tell the difference between them and the guys. Most of the guys are more feminine than the girls.
Oh, I'm well trained. I have a good eye. I can tell that guy wants Peter. Comes with the territory.
Yes. I just get a kick out of it, but in a sad, sad way.
I'm telling you, if we change our leadership, we'll change our situation.
Well, yeah,
But we're not going to change our leadership.
no, unless you can get everybody to agree to just replace, do not vote for anybody that's in office now. Just vote for somebody else, and then when they screw up, pay attention to what they actually do, and then when they screw up, vote for somebody else.
That's why we'll give all the new people 10 years, because maybe they're way new. Oh, fuck, I don't know what to do. Oh, I made a mistake. Let me try and fix it.
They don't have to know what to do. What they
Because-
have to know is what the people want them to do.
Because if they give all those people 2-year term limits, and they can do everything 2 years, so they can go from city council all the way to president. 2 years, 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 2 years. Done. Gone. And my friend was like, well, they'll never get anything done. It's like, no, that's not true. Because if they write a bill and the bill is good and everything that it does is good, they will carry the momentum through until it gets passed. If a bill is garbage, but they're trying to pass it, the next guy that comes in goes, no, that's a garbage bill. But if it's a good bill and this guy comes in and says, nope, I don't want you to do that bill. I hate that bill and I hate you. Maybe the next guy comes in and goes, hey, that guy was a jackass. Let's get that bill back on. So 2 years is enough time for anyone to screw something up or make something better.
Yeah, well, I would still give each one 4 years.
Nope.
But this crap of you're a Republicans and I'm a Democrat, so anything that you do, I hate. And I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat. Yeah, but anything that you do, I hate. And if you can get it done, I can get it undone.
Yeah, well, back in the
real world.
60s, bipartisanship meant teamwork.
Yeah.
On both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, and even in the 70s.
Today,
and early 80s.
Today,
Yeah.
bipartisanship means one guy from that team is on our side. One guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is not bipartisanship. That is, hey, we gave him enough money to say it's a good bill.
Yeah. Now he can buy a new house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And rent it out to the
another.
Yeah, and rent it out to the other poor slob that can't afford a house. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and that's all it is.
That's another thing I did. I've been buying stocks in banks lately because a bank will make money off of people that don't have money every year consistently, and so I've put stock in that. Remember when oil was at minus $40 a barrel? Anybody else buy? I spent $200. Sold my oil stocks the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got a rich friend, huh?
Well, I mean, I partitioned it a little bit, so I'm hoping that when that Ethereum 2 lands, I did it right. But that's how I bought that container. Sold some oil stock and bought me some oil shipping.
Well, that works. I mean, I don't have any stock.
I've got 50 shares of God, what is it? It's I'd have to look. I don't have my other phone with me. It's some OPU something, is because it's an Emirate thing. It's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was just like, are you sure I can buy this? They're like, oh yeah. So it's on my Webull account. Because I got a TD Ameritrade, a Webull, and a couple of crypto. I'm going to town, bro. I am retired. I'm done. I do not work anymore.
Yeah. That's still a couple of years away for me. You know, she wants to wait until the house is paid off, and then she doesn't want me to work anymore.
Yeah.
So, and you know, we'll get it done here pretty quick. So,
Plus, I got 10 pounds of silver. So if that ever actually goes up any, I'll be all right. Thinking about selling some of those coins that I got though, because you know, through that company, I got some coins that have actually tripled in value.
you know, you could
since
do
I
a plug
purchased
here.
them.
You know,
I don't want to do a plug here because listen, the one company's good, but I found another company that's better.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And the only reason the other company is better is price. It's all about dollar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, money is money.
Money is money, and as soon as the fiat currency tanks, if you don't have a 50-pound bag of salt, you're screwed.
Well, that I'm still not too worried about. I lived for 4 years up in the mountains in Oregon, and the only time I ever had to worry was I had to go and peel logs, so I had booze and tobacco until I got my wine pit set, and then I still had to buy tobacco. Every once in a while, a couple of times a year, I'd go in to town, go dancing, get drunk, that kind of stuff. And I'd go in every few months to the little store there and get flour, sugar, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then wander back up again. You know, walk around for 2 weeks, never see nobody. I loved it.
Isn't that the best?
Yeah. Too old to do that now.
What?
Yeah.
It's the perfect age to do that now.
You have no idea how much work that is.
I have all the idea how much work that is.
Yeah.
You think I don't know? I know.
I've
built an igloo, boss. I know how fucking much work it is.
I built an A-frame and not one single nail. I used a hand auger for everything.
Nice.
I whittled my own dowels.
Nice.
And I cut my own wedges for the end of the dowel.
Very nice.
You know, and I made my own ropes for the lashings.
I've never been that great at the rope thing. I mean, I can make do.
Yeah.
I can make it look like it's a really crappy rope, and it is a crappy rope, but it'll hang you. You'll die.
Yeah, mine I made out of bark, you know, and but you know, it was 4 strands that I wove together, and then just lashed them, and then ran the dowels while I had them nice and tight, because I knew those lashings wasn't going to last forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But every one of the shingles was hand cut,
Hand hewn.
Yep, had a splitting maul and a sledgehammer, and bam, you know. Yeah. As far as I know, it's still up there. Don't know who's living in
I
it.
know my igloo ain't there. We kicked it down when we left.
You know, I never did make an igloo. We were talking about doing it in Pomeroy, because, you know, we always had, 5 feet of snow. You know, you get into a 10-foot drift, and go walking on over there and just, But instead of making an igloo, we just dug our way in and called it good.
We did it in Nome, Alaska.
Yeah, I've never been to Alaska.
Cut out all our blocks and created a sunk area, because you kind of got to have a like this, so that your air circulates, so you don't melt yourself. And then just the body heat alone kept the place warm. It's beautiful. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've never been to Alaska. I've been to every other state in the Union and a good portion of Canada, but never made it.
I've been to all 50 states.
Yeah, I've never been to...
I've played music in 37 of them.
Well, I've played music in almost every one of them. Again, except Alaska. And I didn't take a guitar to Hawaii.
Mm.
But I had my guitar with me the rest of the way. But I didn't do it professionally.
Oh.
the closest I can.
That's the only difference. Yes,
The-
I got paid to play music in most of those
well-
states, and a bunch of countries.
Yeah, in a way, I did it professionally because in West Yellowstone, I played with my guitar case open, and people gave me money.
Busking is professional.
And
If you get money, you're professional.
and in Idaho, coming back from South Dakota, these guys picked me up. I was hitchhiking, and they picked me up and asked me if I knew how to play, and I said yeah. And they said, well, I'll tell you what, if you come up here to this lodge, and I don't even know what lodge it was somewhere around Hot Springs. That's what I know. But they said if you come with us up to the lodge and everything, we'll give you a place to stay. We'll give you we'll give you all you can eat, and we'll give you all you can drink for the night. Cool. So took off, went with them and everything. Sure enough,
Got a guitar with you hitchhiking. Oh, you play? No, I just carry it with me to get laid. And it works. Sir, bend over.
Actually, it did quite a bit, except
yeah.
I still had to play it,
Yep, that's why I play, man. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. See, sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Yeah,
See?
priorities.
Priorities.
Yeah.
They knew what they were talking about. Back in my day, you didn't have to know what you were doing to be famous. You just had to have tenacity.
Yeah, me, I was always so shy when I was younger, even into my 20s and 30s. I mean, I had to get drunk to go to a bar. I could not go into a bar sober. But once I got going into the bar and everything, then it was free reign.
I don't think I remember my 20s or 30s. I was too drunk
Yeah, I remember most.
and high. High!
Yeah. I remember a lot of my 20s, and parts that I remember was really fun. The 30s, not so much fun because I had my son when I was 24 and my daughter when I was 28. So, but I had a lot of fun in between those 4 years, too.
No kids, all fun. See? Don't have kids.
Well,
Don't enslave the future. Don't have kids.
in my case, I was invincible. I was immortal. I could do anything, and I was going to live forever.
I was insensible and immoral.
So
So
some
Piers
things
Anthony, Piers Anthony,
Yeah,
Blue
some-
Adept. Was it Red Adept? God, it might have been Adept.
Yeah, I think it was.
Still, Juxtaposition was probably my favorite.
Yeah, it was an excellent. Well, the whole series was excellent.
Series was good.
Yeah, just like
Shot
the-
him in the back of the knees. He raced horses, so they messed him up.
with a laser, so nobody really knew it. They didn't shoot him with a gun.
No, they shot him with a laser gun.
Yeah, well, but yeah.
They didn't blow his kneecap off and kill the horse. They just made it so he couldn't ride professionally anymore as a serf.
Yeah.
But when he found out he was adept at magic, whoop whoop.
Yeah, and another one that was really good by Piers Anthony. He's actually one of my favorite authors.
Okay.
But that was the what is it? Incarnations of Immortality. The first one was to ride a pale horse or on a pale horse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and God, man, that was just tore you up all the way through it, but he went through all of them. He went through that one. There was about death. Then he had fate. Then he had the Green Mother, which was nature. He had Father Time. He had war. And he even ended up with the devil and with God. So it was just. I haven't read the last two. I haven't read the ones of the devil or of God. But the other ones, they were awesome.
Man, I read this book back in the 70s, and I cannot find it anywhere. And it was interesting because it had Lucifer, Beelzebub, God, Jesus, and
They were all playing poker.
all the main characters. And what happened was there was this rift in paradise, and God was ejected. And he was the one who says, well, where they are is hell and where I am is heaven.
Oh, so it's a what if thing.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a what if thing, but it's the tables returned. It's more of a tables return thing.
Yeah.
Because it was it was a large conspiracy against Lucifer at first, and then he turned it and said, "Look at what you're doing to me. See how he's got you doing this to me? That's him. That's the guy. That's the one doing that. Get rid of him." And it's gone. Yeah. Well, you're all the bad people. I'm in the good spot. No, you're the bad guy in the bad spot. And God's lazy. We don't know how old he was when he started working, but we know he worked for 6 days.
And then
took a break. And we don't know if he went back to work. They never said. Never said if he went back to work. And he gives God, he gives man free will because he's lazy. And every time it's like, God used to make fire, and then now we know how to make fire. And so God doesn't make fire anymore. We make fires. That's one less thing he does.
Not
and
true.
then God does this, and so God did, then now we do that, and then that's one less thing he does. And then we do this, and it's one less thing he does. So he's lazy as hell. And he just keeps getting all the credit for stupid shit.
He still makes fire.
He does not.
Yeah, he does.
No.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
No.
Lightning strikes in tall grass.
No.
There you go.
No, that's
Yeah.
not Godfire. Godfire is dinosaur killing. That's Godfire.
No,
Lightning
that
on the
would be more,
grass.
that would be more like Satan fire right there.
Lightning on the grass is just Mother Nature going, I need a little trim on my bush. Godfire is dinosaur killing.
And I think that's Satan fire, because it would strike the dinosaur, make him fart, and then light those farts and shoot out and just cause all kinds of damage. See that?
Dinosaur fart fire. That'll end the world. It's not called the KT boundary for nothing.
Well, our hour is up.
What?
Yes.
That was an hour?
Yeah, actually an hour and 7 minutes.
Okay, fine. Well, then I'm leaving. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go feed the dog, feed myself, and play some World of Warcraft.
Oh, did you ever get a drive?
No, not yet.
No? Okay, well, you're going to have to...
Oh, no, I'm going to get a drive, and I'm going to play. It's going to be a minute.
Yeah, you're going to have to let me know how that goes. Before, let's see here, we're going to have to... let's hear it.
That's where I live.
We here at Rubber Chicken Radio want to let you know that no rubber chickens were harmed in the making of our promos. Not that you thought that anyway. You come here for the rock, the country, the comedy, and not once did it occur to you that we would be engaging in activities that could harm a rubber chicken. But now that we here at Rubber Chicken Radio have planted the idea in your head, you'll be thinking about it all day. You're welcome. From rock to country to comedy, give us an hour and we'll give you a smile. Rubber Chicken Radio.
You just have some type it out and somebody read it, or what?
All right, that was our little promo to finish off the night. Anyhow, thanks for joining us, and we will do this again. Only I think we might just do it live next time.
Thank you. Subscribe!
So, next Tuesday, 7 a.m. or 7 p.m.
7 a.m. if you're on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, because I can get...
We're